All right, guys. Last we left off, you were all slowly leaving the makeshift arena set up outside of Warnath. As you all move forward, Ned, you actually turn around and notice Sirik, who was strolling behind you, is gone. It doesn't really mean much, but he's not there. And kind of lost him in the crowd. And what are you guys doing? Where are you going? You guys are out of the arena, no longer forced, in a sense that Adavar had signed up for 2 matches in the arena, and you got thrust upon in there, and they added different things for you to fight, being that you all talk too much, more or less.
Fair enough there.
Well, Lucia kind of looks over at Kansak and Ned. She says, big surprise, that Siren guy just wanders off. You know he's up to absolutely no good. And I, for one, smell like a dog that has not bathed in many months. I need a bath. So I'm gonna go to the inn, boys. I will see you when I see you. And then she strolls off.
When she's out of earshot, I'm going to say to the rest of the crowd, well, she can smell like a dog. She certainly acts like one too.
What a jerk.
Can I start immediately running after Lucia to tell her?
Oh, you're there!
Yes, you can.
Do I have to roll something, or do I just go to the
Nah, she's
I'm gonna
strolling,
try grab
shaking that
you.
tiefling butt of hers. She's taking
I
in
am
the
going to
crowd.
go try. Do I roll dexterity or something to try and grab the bugger?
Yeah. Make a roll, and Ned, I'm guessing you really want to tell her. Do you want to try and pull your way out of this? You can try.
Can I
and
use my acrobatics
Yeah, you can try and grapple him.
to get away?
You don't need to do much.
Yeah, if you
Well, actually, you kind of do.
beat a 17. 18. Oh, yeah. So you guys kind of like.
Just.
It's almost like a little cat fight in the middle of this crowd where you kind of grab him by the hand and you're grabbing his other hands, and Ned pulling away with one arm, and Ned just slaps you, and you let go, and then swoop, off he goes. And you kind of lose him as he darts through the crowd a little bit. You just get left with that nice little warm feeling on your left cheek. And as that happens, you look over to your left, and Seth, you are standing there and just watch greatly bearded dwarven man get bitch slapped by a shorter human who takes off.
I will chuckle to myself, but not engage.
You hear a little chuckle from this elf.
You will have my eyes will be almost literal daggers staring at you. Something funny, elf. Oh, Seth! Didn't realize it was you. Yeah, still, elf.
Yeah, and it comes back real quick that you guys had met. It's only been about 4 days, and it's turned into evening. Now you guys have been in the arena, but it's been 4 days since you guys had last seen each other on your way towards Warnath. And exactly, no one's really made it too far in or out of the city. I mean, this is really the place to be. Within hundreds of miles. The carnival is really huge, and it's every day. More carts are showing up, more tents of different sorts, and merchants, stalls, entertainment of all variety. We continue to bustle into this tiny little town, mostly farming village. But yeah, and you guys both do remember each other as great of friends as this high elf and dwarf were.
Well then, punks and pants, where ya been?
I can see you and the rogue are getting along smashingly.
Let's just say I'm about to have an altercation.
From your mouth, no doubt.
I will raise up a hand to try counteract that, but then realize I can't and just stop.
And as this is all going on, Ned, you're closing in. You finally spot the beautiful tiefling woman. And Adavar, during this whole thing, what have you been doing?
I was gonna walk up to the high elf and Kanzak and just be like, friend of yours.
Well, You say friend, but not that any dwarf could ever be a friend to an elf. But well, he's someone I don't want to stab. Don't stab him. He good.
Yeah, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, and Seth, you look to the side and you see this strong half orc. You want to roll perception real quick?
Ooh.
Yeah, 17 and plus 3, 20. Yeah, what's he exactly seeing there, Adavar?
All right. Yeah, you actually rolled really high. All right. Well, you would see the full armor that is still messed up with the blood of what we just killed. You'd see the, I believe, 6'1" half orc, covered in, cut up and scars, clearly tortured. If you know anything about torture, if not, just a lot of battle wounds. Obviously, not a lot going on in his head.
Obviously, off the first get-go, you can just hear in his slurred, slow speech and short sentence. It's pretty obvious. Also, with a good-sized scar on the right side of his head / temple. There's a really, really pretty deep-looking one.
So, Kanzak, it looks like you guys have found some trouble in the carnival. I thought we were supposed to be here playing games. Your friend here is covered in blood.
We were playing a game, but our life was what we were betting.
Betting, and you didn't invite me.
Well, we didn't know where you were.
My apologies, I had some things to tend to.
Yeah, you elves, never reliable.
And can I get all 3 of you guys to roll perception?
Certainly.
Alright, 19 Seth. So, Seth, you see just a little bit behind them, just a man in dark black robes. He does have some armor that's shining through a little bit underneath of silver, also darkened, a darker gray kind of cover, but he kind of looks over and just nods in your guys' direction, and then he just almost vanishes. Like one person walks in front of him, and next thing you know, he's gone. But you did notice there was somebody that was there, very darker clothes. Like I said, just kind of gave a nod in all 3 of your direction, and then poof, more or less gone.
Another friend of yours?
Friend? Where? What?
Never mind. Let's carry on.
Ned, you catch up to Lucia.
Lucius. Oh,
What?
thanks.
What? What? Oh, Ned, what are you doing?
Oh, you see, you know how I is good friends of yours, and I would never allow someone to talk smash behind your back, so to speak. Yes?
Oh, she loves this. She's blushing and she goes, oh, of course, yes, Ned, we're such good friends, of course.
Slimy, treacherous, two-faced dwarf by the names of Kanzak, or something like that. Well, he causes you,
What?
He refers you to a canine behind your backs for no absolute reason. And I think that we should get some backs.
Okay, so now she's absolutely livid. Her eyes are flashing pink and her fingers begin to tingle. And she's starting to think about the fact that she's just saved that dwarf's ass in the arena. And now he is talking trash about her the second she turns. She knows that she is not the smartest tiefling on the planet, but she also knows that there is a specific amount of respect you grant to people who save you when you're in peril. So she's about ready to go over there and set his dwarf butt straight. Yes, Ned, go on. What do you suggest? I am down for anything.
Well, I think we need to take something that's very important to him and gets him somehow to buy it all back. Then we just takes his monies. But all my ideas have to do with money, so if you have a better idea as well, I'm listening.
Ned, I love money. Money is my favorite. What is it that you think we should take from him?
How about his weapons?
Now she's thinking. Because not only is
How
Konzak a
about-
good friend of hers, She is very angry with him right now, and calling her a dog has gone far too far. So, she's open to this discussion. Yes, Ned, please continue.
How about we take his weapons, pawns them off, give him the tickets and take the money?
Will he fall for it?
Well, you see, here's the brilliant part. So we're going to take his weapons parts, we're going to pawn them off to some guy for, some monies, then we're going to give him the ticket of the, just put into his pocket, and then, he'll have to redeem it, won't he? Or something like that. Let's just pawn off his stuff, then he's going to see it in some shop window, and he's going to, try and buy it back.
Oh, I love this idea. Yes, Ned, let's do it.
All right. Yeah, you guys start scheming your plan, and Kanzak and Seth and Adavar, you guys slowly. What are you guys doing?
I was going to go head back to my the guild place.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
so you guys make your walk through the alleys. You've been there a couple times. It's not too hard for you to find now. You're kind of beginning, Kanzak, to get your feel for the layout of this place, at least from the inn/tavern where you guys been staying to your guild tents that have been set up for armor smithing and weapon making and such, and to the arena. It's not too hard. You're getting a little bit of landmarks in this maze of tents and nonsense.
Immediately start looking around for Drummond.
Yeah, and as you walk up, you see a couple dwarves, but you don't see Drummond at first. One of them looks at you and goes, "Hey, how you doing? What can we get you? You looking to buy some stuff, friend?"
Good day. I've been looking for Drummond. I have a request to place.
Oh, Drummond. Oh, one second. He turns around and walks into the back of the bigger tent. And then out walks Drummond, your connection and friend to the guild. And, oh, Gonzak. What is it? What do you need old Drummond for? Sorry, I was just finishing some of that soup I make.
It all be good, friend. You see, I've been looking for a grand quality shield that I feel I'm getting hit a bit too much. Do you have anything you need? Do you have one spare, or preferably a good one?
Well, perhaps we could do each other a favor then. I do have one, and he goes towards the back, and he comes out with the shield. It's very nice quality that you see. But this would be what I got on hand that I could part with for free. If you understand that. But I do need something from you.
Of course, anything for a friend.
Good. More or less, finish the job you're always supposed to. Remember you were setting up in that mine for us, trying to get some of that mining going, correct?
Alright.
Alright. Well, it seems you all didn't quite finish the job. Alright, 3 boys go down there, start mining, had to run for their fucking lives. Goblins came further down in the tunnels and ambushed them. One of them barely made it out.
Well, I will certainly make sure that doesn't happen again. My word is my bond, and I will make sure that can't be clear.
Well, you do that, the shield's yours.
I'll nod and I'll extend a hand for a handshake.
He gives you the big, grabs almost all the way up to the crook of your arm. Strong bristled
shape.
hand, more or less like yours, a little more calloused and bristled though. A little older than you, and gives you that kind of dad strength shake.
Yeah, the bugger's always being strong.
Oh yeah. Dad, for some reason, dads are always stronger than everyone else in the world. So, same thing in Carth. Get it done right this time. Can't afford any of us getting hurt, you know.
Of course, you'll be brothers here.
All right, with that, he kind of takes his leave and heads back in towards his soup.
I didn't hear you negotiate anything for us.
Well, of course not. But if you help me, I'll make it worth your while. I'll give you I will not care for any of the treasures we find down there. You see what I'm saying?
I do. This is fair.
And looking around, Ad as well as Seth, you're at a very refined, and they have everything. They have much nicer shields and things than what Kanzak even got offered, and you'd see a couple on display behind like glass encasement further back. But they have weapons and they have armor all over the place. There's also.
Do I see anything that resembles a rapier by chance?
You do.
Haha, perfect. I would
What
like
about
to
a grape?
engage that person.
Yeah, and one of the dwarf that first talked to Kanzak comes like, could I help you?
Oh yes, I'm looking for a rapier, please.
Oh, rapier. Oh, yeah. And he kind of walks off towards the back. Well, I could sell you a rapier. We have a couple different times. You just looking for kind of a basic one to get you going?
Yes, unless you have an exceptional deal on the plus ones.
He kind of looks you over and like, go fuck yourself. But for a smart ass elf like you, I do have an expensive normal one.
Perfect. How much do you want for this expensive normal one?
That'd be he looks at Kanzak for a second.
I give him a beady-eyed stare.
and he just gives a nod. He's like, that'd be 35 fucking gold.
I give him an appropriate nod.
Yeah, that's 35. Only for a fine elf gentleman like yourself.
Well, you can take that 35 gold rapier and shove it up your ass. Talk to you later. And I'll move around and turn around and walk away.
You'll be back. He gives a approving nod towards Kanzak.
I'll be stifling a chuckle at that, stroking my beard.
Yeah.
Oh, my beard.
Walks away mumbling, nice company you fucking dwarves keep nowadays.
On that note, I'll follow Seth off and make sure Ed is trailing behind and not staring at all the shiny weapons.
You got me. I would have been looking at a greatsword in the window. I'm guessing there is one.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple great swords lined up right there.
He'd probably have to pull me away.
I'll start pulling you away and I'll say, well, come back for that later, laddie.
Okay.
Oh, we will, my friend. We will. Wait till they hear my price for helping you get your shield. That rapier will seem like nothing.
I raise an eyebrow and say, well, good luck.
Luck is made, my friend.
Luck is given by the gods alone. And with that,
Okay.
All right, and you guys start leaving the armor shop and the friends of Kanzak. A little frustrated there, Seth. But as you look around, there's lots and lots of stalls and merchants, and a lot more being set up, and a lot more than you guys have realized in the last 4 or 5 days are actually open for business. Different things of food, at quick glances, clothing, spices, herbs, all sorts of things. If there's anything you wanted to try and find, there's a chance you may be able to.
Do I see, as we're walking, do I see any shops that may or may not have someone with pointier ears that might have weapons at their shop?
Roll,
And not long beards?
just off your passive perception, no. If you'd like to search for that, roll investigation for me. Or if you want to ask around. And just off the get-go, asking around, you see a couple other elves actually, and you speak, but they're selling just some fine clothing. Not doing too well actually in this carnival, but they didn't hear of anything or have seen any other elves that are selling weapons. Naad, Gonzak, you guys looking around for anything in particular, or what are you doing?
The thing I want is back at the weapon shop, but no money.
I'll be heading over to the cabin area to try and find Ned and Lucia.
Okay, so back to the inn and the tavern.
I'm going off to buy a new short bow because the one I've got is. Yes.
Okay. So Ned, you begin to make your way into the maze of different places. Are you heading to the only place that you've seen so far, the dwarves? Konzak's acquaintances?
No,
Yeah.
I think pissing the
Are
monster is
you?
a bad idea. I'm gonna look for someone else.
Okay. You want to roll investigation?
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. You actually find the elderly human man and his son. They have quite a few bows. They're actually bowyers set up just a little bit further down past the dwarves. Not too far. Another 2-minute walk for you.
How's this shop set up? What does it look like?
At first glance, you just see couple arrows setting up front and a short bow sitting on the counter kind of area. The boy is standing up front, kind of just looking at people and makes eye contact with you as you showing any interest kind of in their shop. Dad's kind of in the back and they have a tent behind them. Can't see inside the tent.
I would like to sneak around their tent and have a look underneath and see what I can see. Should I do a stealth check?
Yeah, do a stealth check. Try and lose the eyesight of these people as you kind of move to the side a little bit. Yeah, and after a little bit, you just kind of blend in and kind of nod at the sun, and then move away a little bit, and then kind of sneak and dart back behind another tent where no one's really looking, and make your way over. Popping your head underneath real quick. You want to roll just perception. Yeah, and looking around, you see quite a few bows, a bunch of barrels, some chests as well. Sticking out of the barrels are a bunch of arrows. You see quite a few bows already finished, and the dad and also a woman are inside, and they're working on a couple new bows.
Is there a short bow that's just nearby, which I can just grab quickly and dart out?
Unfortunately, not on the side you're at. They have them on the other side, a little bit closer to those two of the tent. There, you see some short bows.
You reckon I could? Do I think that I could get round there and just grab one quickly and dart off
You
without them
think
noticing?
you are the best thief in the world, and you
Okay,
James
but
Way,
let's
you
assume that
say
I wasn't
fucking
the
anything.
best thief in the world. Let's assume that I was a bare flame, and I'm
That's
just
right,
thinking about
right
this.
Yeah, you're a kleptomaniac.
So basically, I'm just gonna try it anyway.
Really, you want to. You're fighting the urge right now. You know that there's two
Okay.
people there, and it's going to be pretty difficult. But you still
I'm going
want
to do it. Should I roll my
Okay, well, you're going to pop your
Sleight of
head
hand.
back out, and you're going to try and sneak your way over to the other side and try and do this. Can you roll sleight of hand?
Ooh, that's really close.
And as you reach in, you grab a bow. You just hear, "Oh, what the fuck?" And can you roll just a straight dexterity for me?
Yes.
God.
That's a natural one, right?
Oh, buddy.
You feel
Oh, buddy.
the worst pain you felt in your entire life. As you hear, "I got you son of a bitch!
Wait!
Fucking got you thief!" And you pull your hand out, and you look down, and you don't have a thumb.
What do you mean I don't have a thumb?
It's
Shit.
cut off and you are bleeding profusely.
Can I grab my thumb?
Can you take 7 points of damage?
Oh, what? That's all.
That's all. And you lose your thumb. And if you want to roll sleight of hand with disadvantage.
This is where your luck comes in, Egan. You can use your luck on this one.
Okay, yeah, you reach in with your other hand, feel around real quick, and you hear like, he's still coming back! And you grab it. You grab this nubby stub that's like, that must be my fucking thumb. And you grab it, and you have it. You look in your hand, and you have it. And you're bleeding. What do you do?
I'm going to run away right now, and I'm going to find a magician or a fucking doctor, just someone who's incredibly good at this, and run.
You're out. Perfect.
Should I roll my dexterity or something? What do I
no,
need to-
you're running. You're dashing. You hear thief. You're running, and you like look to your right, and there's some guards that the son and the dad, they're running and yelling at and pointing towards you, and you start darting the other direction. You hear, stop, hey, you, thief, come, go. And they're chasing after you and yelling. Can you roll a stealth check for me to try and dart off and try and lose these guys? And it takes a while, but you dart between a couple tents, and you hear me on, oh, I think it went this way. You go this way, I'll go this way. And they kind of split up these guards, and you find yourself holding your thumb. It's been removed from a woman with a knife. A large knife.
Big fucking cleaver sort of shit.
Yeah.
I want to find...
You didn't get a good look
God.
at what she removed it with, but imagine some sort of knife. You're not really sure. It could have been
Is
a
it a
fucking
clean
axe.
cut?
It's pretty clean.
So
It looks.
cleaver clean.
It's pretty clean. It's cut almost all the way back to where it begins. It's pretty clean. And you feel like after another minute or so that you have lost the guards. Kanzak and Sif, you make it to the end.
Ad would be trailing behind if the DM didn't make me see something shiny.
No, you guys are fine. Kanzak's keeping an eye on you. You become somewhat friends after this last week, and business week. You guys have become pretty good friends. And Seth, after unfortunately not finding what you were looking for, you make your way towards the tavern in the inn that you guys have all seen and stayed at before. And right outside you see Lucia.
So I'll approach her saying, Lucia, good to see you. Wasn't Ned with you?
So she was kind of lost in thought, and as she hears the dwarf's voice, she feels this animalistic anger rise up in her quickly, but then she shrilly shuts it down and turns on the charm and says, "Oh, hello, dear friend dwarf. How are you? Looking so dashing as always. I was actually just waiting for Ned to return. I do not know where he went to."
Yeah. Well, how long do you think he'll be?
Well, I'm not sure. He was supposed to be getting a new bow. Honestly, I must say that was quite a long time ago. I'm wondering now if something's possibly could have happened. Generally, she doesn't really think of anyone but herself, so she's actually realizing, wow, my friend's been gone for a really long time.
I hope he didn't try to buy it from those shady dwarfs over there.
Shady, we give you good quality garments and armor, thank you very much. Good quality.
Kanzak, I'm sorry, but if you want to get ripped off, go to a dwarf.
Oh, my honor is hurt. We only provide the best of the best.
In my experience, there is no honor when you are dealing with dwarves. Just a whole lot of ale, yelling, and vomiting.
Take care there. Us dwarves do a lot in the name of honor of ourselves.
Speaking of the ale, it's been a long day. I will meet you inside. Nice seeing you again, young lady.
Yes, gentlemen, always very nice to see you. Your name again?
Seth. Seth is the name.
Seth, yes. I am Lucia. We will be seeing each other again. The dwarf owes me a very nice bottle of liquor. We will be sharing it as we go inside.
Yeah, and Seth will go in and find a table with hopefully 4 seats at it, if I can do the math. I don't know what the pitcher equivalent would be back in D&D days, but a little
They
extra
definitely-
because I
yeah.
don't plan to stop at just one.
Yeah, no, they definitely have some just big mug type things. The equivalent of a pitcher. You know,
Perfect.
they definitely
We'll order-
you'd be able to pour out 4 or 5 drinks. And it's always that weird thing, just like a pitcher in real life. There's always enough to fill your glass and stuff, and just that shitty amount that's left over that's not even enough to
That's
refill.
okay.
You know? It's
Seth
just-
isn't shy. He's not shy. He'll fill his up after he's done. He's fine.
Yeah, and it just they look you over and like, just 1 silver piece, sir. There's a nice human lady behind the counter.
Perfect. I will provide 5 silver pieces and say I would like to pay for 2 more, and the rest is yours.
Oh, and she smiles like, "Oh, thank you very much. We'll keep them coming. We'll keep them coming." And she kind of snaps, and a younger, more attractive, looks like almost a version of herself comes up, and she smiles and gets stuff ready, and she mumbles to her and points over to the table. You guys have a little bit bigger table, about enough room for 6 or 8.
Okay.
With some chairs, and there's music as you guys walk in. There's music like there has been throughout the week. Like this is the place to be. There's some other outdoor kind of venues and stuff, but this is the tavern and everything. This is the spot. This is actually a building that's built that is a tavern that's been converted a little bit with more sleeping arrangement down in the basement as well as up on the second story of the place. And the whole main floor is just a big tavern where they've even done some new construction into the place. And you guys definitely are just getting after it, and everybody has been in this place. You guys find your table and all sit down. And as you do, Konzak, you notice first, it's Pamela, the elderly lady who owns this inner tavern. And she looks over at you guys and she's like, "Oh, it's you again, dwarf. You staying here again?" And her very flirtatious, on the borderline of creepy demeanor towards you seems to have changed a little bit as her continued attempts at luring you into her bed chambers
Ew.
have been denied by you. She's not as warm towards you guys. She's like, "Are you all gonna be staying here again?" And looks to you first, and then the rest.
Not me personally, my lady. I'll be staying with my brethren here out by the weaponsmiths.
Okay, and she looks over at the rest. Like, "Well, it's the same deal. 1 silver piece for down in the basement rooms, and if you want one of the suites, it's 1 gold piece per night."
One of the suites for me again, young lady.
Oh, they're very nice, and looks to Lucia for approval, as Lucy had been staying in one these past 4 or 5 days.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I will take another suite for this evening.
Oh, great. Sorry, I'm quite old. I don't hear as well as I used to. She smiles at you and she looks at Lucia. "Are you gonna perform again this time, lady?"
She's still a little on the exhausted side, but she looks at Pamela and tries to be as charismatic as possible, saying, "Oh yes, of course, I will do my performance tonight. I just maybe I need a bath and a bit of a rest beforehand."
All right, that sounds good. She looks to add.
Yeah, watching the high elf hand her a coin. He takes one out and quickly hands her one too. Doesn't say anything.
Like it. That sounds great. Okay, you can get your keys, and points over towards the younger waitress. Like she'll take care of me. Oh, okay. Lucia, you'll be home in a few hours. Just touch base with them. I'm not feeling so well. I'm gonna head home.
Lucia turns and looks at Kansak and says, "What did you do to her?"
I didn't do nothing. I just didn't want to sleep with no stranger. I say nothing to her. I do nothing to her. She did seem a little bit off though today. Hope she's alright.
Well, she wasn't trying to take your trousers down here in the tavern. I'd say there's something wrong. What did you do, dwarf?
Currently, nothing. That might be the problem.
You denied the owner of this inn? Are you mad, dwarf?
I'm not be desperate.
Has nothing to do with desperation. You make friends wherever you can make them.
This might have been your one and only chance to be bedded by anybody, dwarf. You should have taken it.
If you don't mind me saying, I prefer not to go around the villages like that. I need to buy a good bottle of wine for Lucia.
Talk to her. She's like, oh, that's good. Dwarf, what can I get for you?
I'd like one of your finer bottles of wine if you don't.
Ooh.
Willing to pay, of course. And I'll have a gold piece on the table.
She turns around and she's like, oh, this one be 2. 2 gold.
I'll take out a second gold piece, slide them across.
Like, it's very good. It's elven. You'll like it.
I take my coins back. Anything other than elven, by any chance?
Okay, and she looks around. She's like, "We got some.
What is wrong with the elven?" And I'll throw 2 gold pieces on the table.
And she's like, okay. Takes the gold and just turns around and leaves. Like she don't give a shit. She's out. There's the
Well,
gold.
did she leave the wine?
Yeah,
Did she leave the
She
bottle?
left the wine.
Okay.
She left the wine. She ain't robbing you guys. She's a waitress, but she's like, ain't gonna refuse. Someone else is gonna pay. Boom, it's gone. She's out. There's people. There's a lot of people. There's good music playing. People are dancing. It's a good time in there. She's busy. So, boom, you paid. She's out.
I'll proceed to fill glasses around the table. And I will say, Dwarf, try our wine. It is quite good. You will like it, I'm sure.
Well, nothing can be worse than the ales in the bathtub now, can they?
That's disgusting, and no. Try the wine.
I'll kind of give it like a little swish around, smell, tiny little sip, see what happens. If I die, spontaneously combust.
It's good. That's not what you normally drink is wine, but it's hard for you to deny that fruity taste. It's a little bit sweet with this like woody undertone afterwards. It's not bad.
I can tell you like it, Dwarf. Delicious, isn't it?
I can't insult it, so it's good enough for me.
I have a favor to ask.
Oh no.
I immediately put my wine down and put it across. No alcohol with business. It don't end well.
Well, we have some more ale coming. I've already paid for 2 more jugs. I've paid for this beautiful bottle of wine. I have a favor to ask.
Well,
Your friend that has that rapier.
Ned, yeah, and Ogman, yeah.
Yeah, he 32 gold pieces. We both know that is an outlandish price for a rapier. I'm wondering if tomorrow you could go back and give him 2 gold pieces and bring me back a rapier. Would you do that for me, friend?
2 gold. 2.
Yes, that is plenty.
For rapier.
Now, for Konzak, for you, you're realizing like 2 gold. That's pulling teeth on one of your good friends. A normal deal, like you guys selling one at like a good price, would be 10, or a good price. Now you, as a friend, that's doable, but that's even pushing it.
If you don't mind me saying, we usually sell to the general public at about 20-25 gold. For a good friend, we might bring it down to 10, and if they are only if they're in need. I cannot do it for 2.
Very few of the friend pricing people are going into this, wherever you're taking us tomorrow, to earn that shield.
Well, you'll have plenty of gold on the other end, and if you do good, I'll put in a good word for you, get the price down a little bit.
Then use my 2 as a placeholder, and I will pay him, let's say 15 more on a successful return.
Why don't you do it? I'll vouch for you, but I cannot make a deal instead.
I've got the feeling that your head nod earlier didn't vouch for me then. I'd prefer you to take the words. He might listen to you. It's a fair trade. With success comes more money. It's fair.
Seth, will you roll persuasion? Right there on the button.
Alright then, I'll do it, but that will mean that for this rapier, you'll owe me something. You're coming with me for this, that gets you the rapier down to a reasonable price along with some extra coinage from the journey. And I'll be expecting to call upon you when I need you.
We can discuss that later, yes.
Fair.
Alright. While this is going on, Lucia, you want to take a bath and get ready for your performance as per usual, or what are you doing?
She kind of sat back and wasn't very interested in anything but herself and the ambience of the room. She kind of reclined, drank the elven wine, thoroughly appreciated it, and she thanked Seth for it. Kind of acted like royalty. And then told the boys, "Gentlemen, I am so sorry to tell you this. I must retire for a couple of hours. I will need to perform soon, and I am just not in the right mind yet. So I will be seeing you later."
She makes her way upstairs to the room she's been staying in for the week. Adabar, you're partaking in the food and drinks. What do you have going on, my friend?
Yeah, no, just drank his the alcohol. He pushed her on the table, ate some food. Not saying much.
That's great. Sev, Konzak, and Adabar, as you guys are drinking and more, the next pitcher comes and the bottle of wine gets dispersed. Can you all roll Constitution saves with advantage? Only about 3 good bottles in.
Yes.
With advantage, they're still good. 17, 18, 21.
That's
yeah,
good,
you guys again catching a little buzz and having a good time. But you're doing fine. Not having a good time so much. Ned, you are hiding behind a fucking tent in the middle of this craziness of tents and people holding your own thumb bleeding.
Okay, what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and take my thumb, sort of put it onto where my where the stump is, and at the same time attempt to swill all my health potions, which is currently one lesser healing potion.
One lesser healing potion. Okay.
I am desperate. What I'm hoping for is that because I would assume that healing potions will seal things like cuts, it will reattach my thumb.
Okay, you can. You're gonna drink that potion. So roll a d6.
You're kidding me!
Oh.
Alright, so you get one. You heal 1 hit point, and it does not work. I mean, the bleeding seems to stop a little bit, but it definitely does not heal back on.
Okay, I'm gonna run around and look for the strongest healing potion I can find.
Okay, can you roll investigation?
Oh.
Can I choose my luck?
Yeah. You're running
Okay.
around, asking people, looking, showing a couple people, and they're kind of freaking out, and they take you over to this gypsy-looking tent. This lady looks over like, oh, you do need healing potions, don't you? I have a real good one. She pulls it out, and she looks at you, she's like, that'll be 100 gold pieces right there. Oh.
Jesus.
Okay, how many silver pieces into a gold piece?
10.
Yup.
I pay.
Oh.
100 gold pieces.
Yes, and I do the exact same thing.
Okay, and she's happy, and she's like, all right, here you go. Takes your 100 gold pieces and it hands you over a greater healing potion.
Okay. Doesn't work. What do I roll for this?
You drinking the healing potion?
Drinking the healing potion whilst trying to reattach my goddamn thumb.
Well-
Please tell me what do I need to roll?
Oh man, Ned. Yeah, roll a d20 and you heal. You heal 10 points of healing, which brings you back to full health. And you see as it starts to attach. It's blown your mind, but it does start to attach. And
Doesn't
you are
work. Can I move it around?
you are ecstatic. It does not fucking move. It hurts still a lot, and it is off-colored, a bluish hint. It's attached, though. There is skin attaching.
Have you got it around the right way?
Do I have to roll for this?
Oh, God damn it. Yeah, you want to roll a medicine check?
I do
A what
hate to be
check?
this guy, but
I guess medicine.
Mhm.
In the heat of the moment.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm using my final luck point for that.
Okay.
I am not gonna have this fun.
Yeah, you don't want an upside down thumb. Final luck. You know, it's on, and I would say it's about 90% straight. It's a little bit, your fingernail is a little curved towards your index finger, more than it initially was.
I'm gonna look at the woman and be like, fix this now!
The gypsy woman kind of looks you over. She's like, it looks like you got a fumbled phalange.
Fucking fix me! Right, knife, I want to stab her in the shoulder.
Surprise here, no one was expecting that. Roll attack with your dagger. You miss. And this
How do I
gypsy woman backs up from you and is like, oh no. And you start to feel your mind get like all drowsy real quick. And then you snap out of it. There it is! There's the fucking thing! You! Stop! Stop right there!
Okay, I'm gonna grab whatever potions I can fucking grab from this woman and run.
Yeah, looking right in front of you, there are a couple potions that are sitting out. Can you do a sleight of hand?
I'm looking for the fanciest looking potions, whatever.
Yeah, there's the fanciest looking bottles right in front of you. Can you, I guess, just roll dexterity.
Oh.
Yeah, and you reach for it, and it fumbles over because of your new thumb that doesn't really grasp it so well.
I have another hand, you realize.
Exactly, that one doesn't really work exactly how you want, and you reach back and you grab another potion that was right next to it, and you take off. You have an unknown potion to you in your inventory, and you start bolting.
I'm going to look for someone else to fix me. But first I'm going to lose these guards.
Okay, Ned, You slowly but surely you make your way through with some correct rolls, hiding from the guards, and end up finding a doctor. You end up spending almost your last gold and silver piece, and they help you. They sew up your thumb and actually help bandage it, give you a couple extra bandages that'll help you keep it clean. They have no guarantee that it will work, but they tried their best. After that, you slowly make your way towards the tavern where you meet your friends. You sit down at the table with them. Adavar ends up buying more drinks for everyone with a gold piece, and whiskey shows up into the play. Next thing you know, Lucia makes her way down from the stairs, prepared to do her performance as usual. And she sits down at the table, smiling at all of you.
She immediately bursts out, Ned, where have you been? We were so worried about you.
Doesn't matter where I was. I'm here now. I raise my glass and say, "To forget," and glug it down.
And as you guys see him raise his glass with his dominant hand, he's a little drunk after chugging drinks as he's been sitting there with you guys. You all see this big bandage over his thumb that was not there. Blood is definitely present.
Okay, so Lucia, seeing how Ned is behaving, leans over to Seth and kind of nudges him and says, "Geez, what happened to the rogue? He's completely lost it."
Probably doing rogue things that weren't, well, agreed upon.
I suppose that's a very vague way of saying it. Ned, what the heck did you do to your hand?
Hey, bitch, the crazy bitch! She just cut off my thumb! So what to do is I goes and drinks some potions, tries to reconnect it, and I goes and just, takes all my money and then he gives me a potion that doesn't work. Go to a doctor. Don't says to me, I want it. He drinks again.
Yeah, Ned bursts somewhat more or less into tears. It's not a very pretty sight. You guys haven't seen him like that. Ned, can you roll a constitution check as drunk as you're getting?
Ad's gonna pat him on the back while he's doing it.
You rolled a 2.
You're drunk anyway. You're real drunk. It's fine. Ned's fucking super drunk. Ad taps you on the back. Ad taps you on the back and starts chugging with you as you're kind of like halfway crying and spilling more than you're drinking, and Ad's just chugging them down. Lucia, you indulge before your performance. It's coming up as the waitress comes up and kind of gives you the nudge like it's about time.
Well, Lucia only took a very small shot of whiskey, basically to take the edge off after seeing Ned kind of turn into a miserable, emotional puddle. She doesn't do well with these sorts of things. And then she also stares at Ad, because the last time Ad got this drunk, they ended up in the arena. So all in all, she's feeling very uneasy about the evening as a whole.
Perfect. Well, it's time to do your performance there, Miss Lucia.
Okay.
Roll for that again.
Ooh.
And the band begins to play for a while, and Lucia does her normal. She starts with the snaps, and she walks around kind of trying to seduce everybody at once. And one of the bandmates is just kind of like not into it at all, and it's way too slow for him. He's a little drunk human, and he just decides to start playing a different song, which ends up the entire band starts playing a different song, where Lucia tries to switch it up more to like a happy dance, and this is all fun and games, and it really doesn't go very well. Can you roll dexterity, Lucia? Is that you don't get really any tips or any claps or anything. The only thing that gets thrown towards you this time is half of an empty beer stein, which hits you kind of in the shoulder and just kind of sprays all over the place, and people just kind of laugh and clap, and they're not enjoying it, and the waitress just after about 5-6 minutes of this, kind of just taps you on the shoulder and waves you off like this is not your night. And you slowly but surely make your way back towards your friends.
Oh, it's not Lucia's night, is it? Oh, whoa. Oh, sadness. Oh, I'm so upset. Oh.
She plops down in the chair next to Seth, and her dresses kind of go up over her head for a second. And then she grabs the bottle of whiskey and sneers at Ned and says, "Shut up, Shorty. I am not in the mood. I don't give a damn about your hand." And then she starts to drink profusely.
And she starts chugging on the whiskey. Can you roll a Constitution save as well? Yeah, and she's getting fucking drunk too. While we're at it, can we get Seth and Ad? Can you do Constitution saves as well?
Ooh.
Oh, Seth, you are an elven champion with the nat 20. You're drinking with the rest of them, and you drank a lot. But you're that perfect drunk. Just everything's great. And Ad, this shit doesn't phase you with another nat 20. It doesn't even phase you. You, as she sits down, and unbeknownst to you, because you don't understand with your 4 intelligence, you don't know even how she's feeling really at this point, or what the difference of a good show for her was compared to bad, but you understand whiskey, and she starts chugging on it, and you take the whiskey and start chugging on it back and just smile, and everything's fucking great. You're having a great time, and every time Ned starts crying about his thumbs some more, you drink more beer with him, and everything's great. These are your friends.
Ad's gonna look over at Selflin. That he hasn't really met him too much, hasn't talked to him much, but he's gonna give a nod of respect.
Oh yeah, you guys are sitting across from each other, enjoying yourselves. So, at this point,
having not talked to Adavar very much, Seth will look back, nod back, and say, "Look after them, will you? I think I'm going to retire for the night."
He clearly doesn't know who Ad is.
Yep. And so Sephlin heads up to retire for the night. Ned and Lucia, you're drunk as shit. You don't really have a choice. And Adavar, I guess you're going to party it out through with them.
Oh, I was gonna try to sleep tonight. I bought a room and everything. Fuck that! All right, let's do it.
Well, let's give you a chance, Ad. Your mind wants to.
Sure.
And you understand more or less what Sephlin asked you to do, which is, can you roll an intelligence check?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
To understand your own desires over those of others.
Oh, I'm so dead.
What is a 4 anyway? Like a -3?
Oh, it's a
Hey.
-3.
Oh, nice.
Well, there you go, Ad. You have your own choice in the matter. You rolled a 14.
It's called responsibility, guys.
Yep.
He actually understood it for once. He's gonna understand that he's got to be the one to do something at this point. And he doesn't know where everybody stays because that's never been a thing for him. Like, he's never been up there. So he's gonna take his key and carry both of them up to the room and just have them sleep on the beds.
Yeah, Lucia, you once he gets you coercing to get up there, as well as Ned. Once he gets you guys up there, as much as you want to just continue to be drunk and like drink away your shit, there is definitely on these suites, there are 2 beds as well as a little couch set up. And Ned, he plops you down on the couch and you sit there drinking some more and bitching, and Lucia sits at the end of the bed drinking her own drink and bitching. Adavar drinks by himself on his bed, doesn't say much and listens, and you guys slowly but surely bitch yourselves and whine and drink wine and ale and whiskey until you fall asleep.
Would it be possible for Lucia to maybe get a few punches in at Ned at some point in time and like swat at him a little bit too?
If she's doing that, I'm going for a full-on brawl.
I'm mediating. You are not gonna fight like that.
It begins to happen, and Ned gets ready to go for the full-on brawl, where Ad, who's nearly not even close to as drunk as you guys, stops it pretty quick. He's much stronger than you guys. As strong as all you guys are in your own retrospect, but you're drunk as shit. Alright, and the next morning, y'all wake up bright and early. There's so many people now gathered in this town. It's kind of hard to sleep in as much as Ned and Lucia may want to. Adavar, Seth, you guys both wake up feeling good. You had a good night. It was pretty fun.
Feeling good. I would be up early downstairs having the breakfast.
And you two wake up to glasses of water.
Lucia wakes up with her curly red hair sticking up out on both sides, kind of like a clown. And she's got all of her makeup kind of running down her face, and she looks over at him with this, like, gaze that could kill until she realizes it's Ad. And then she softens a little bit and says, "Oh, hello, you. I will drink your water. Yes, okay."
Ned barely wakes up, looks for more booze, starts drinking the water thinking it's alcohol, and is so hungover he doesn't notice that it's not alcohol.
Yeah, Ned's still drunk. Lucia, can you roll a Constitution save with disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
And 12? Yeah, you're hungover, but you're all right.
She, in her luggage, she has a dark blue hat with a dark blue veil on. So it would be the equivalent of hangover sunglasses for her time. And she puts that on.
Yeah, so Lucia leaves the room, makes her way back towards her room.
Bye.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look probably very bleary-eyed at my thumb. And can I have a look at how the bandage is? Is it,
Yeah, it's a little sticky. You got that gross pus stuff going on a little bit, but not bad. It doesn't look horrible. I mean, you had a doctor and a nurse helping you out where you were. It's nothing. You're not freaked out, but through your hangover, you do remember them saying, "Keep it clean, change your bandages."
I'd go and look for someone who might be able to, keep it clean and change my bandages.
And you look around the room and see Adavar, the daft half-orc, standing in front of you, looking at your thumb with you.
I walk outside of the room.
And you look around and there's the other doors and make your way downstairs with Adavar slowly. Are you doing anything else in your room? Are you following suit?
Yeah, no, I'm going downstairs.
Yeah, so basically Adavar following in tow. Make your way downstairs and look around. There's bright lights coming in through the windows and not so many people. Other people pretty hungover like you. You look around and see a dragonborn actually waiter / cooking. And then you look over to the same table you guys were last time, and sitting by himself is Seth.
And I'll, with a mouthful of food, look up, see people coming down the stairs, and nod and motion them over.
Do I see Seth too?
Oh yeah, you see him.
I go to Seth and poke him a bit, point to my thumb and be like, "Can you fix this?"
Well, I can make it look a little less bloody. And he casts prestidigitation on the bandage to make it look not bloody.
Yeah, it looks nicer when you look down at your new bandage that you wrapped on it. That's not so good. But it looks fine. And you are very, very much still drunk and very, very much hungover as shit. That's beginning to set in. And it looks fine.
I consider that good enough and hide under the table.
Right, you plop down and Adavar sits down next to you. Are you guys gonna get yourself some food?
I'm gonna grab whatever I can find. I'm too drunk to care.
You were lucky. You were lucky out of character that Ad does not have anything besides gold coins. He looks at the waitress again and sets a gold coin on the table.
Yeah, and a different waitress from last night looks over as you're holding up a gold coin, and you point over at his food, but you have a gold coin this time. She's like, all right, goes back and then talks to Dragonborn, looks over and sees three of you at the table, and Lucia stumble down slowly but surely. She doesn't really stumble, but carefully walks down the stairs and sits down at the table, and he's like, all right, 4 people, yeah, and he starts cooking away.
Oh, good morning. Please, nobody talk too loud. My head is killing me. It's
No
that
problem.
miserable rogue down there. Maybe I could kick him.
I would have drank off that performance as well.
She just looks stunned at Seth, who's usually such a gentleman to her, and she's realizing that he's insulted her.
Does Ned understand the insult, or is he still too drunk and hungover?
Ned's way too drunk to get much. He's half asleep at the table, honestly.
Well, I'm sorry, young lady. I mean, I could tell you a lie and say it was fantastic, or I could tell you that it needed some work.
I was not myself last night.
That's fair, it happens. So, where is this dwarf where we're supposed to go on this thing to pay off his shield? I do not see him anywhere.
I care not for the dwarf right now. He disappeared last night. That is good enough for me. He referred to me as a dog.
Dog?
Aye, sir, a dog.
I've seen their women, and I guarantee you the dogs aren't better looking than them. So I don't know what he was thinking.
The waitress comes back up and she looks around to all you guys and goes, "One of you, Lucia?"
I am Madame Lucia de Silva.
No, great. Some dwarf with a big beard. He left a note for you. Here you go. And hands over a note, and as you open it up and read it, it says, "Aye, I left you drunks last night, and I made my way towards my clan. We had some armor smithing things to do and talking about doing the mines. You guys meet me later in this day, and we'll go, and we have work to do. Tell Seth the deal is still on. It's waiting for him." And it's signed Konzak Smith's son.
Well, Lucia tucks the letter away and looks to Seth and says, "The dwarf says your deal is on. What kind of dealings do you have with him?"
Perfect. Nothing. Just something to make me a little more formidable in combat.
Aye, well, you better watch your backside there, Mr. Elf. They're double-crossers, those dwarves. They only care about themselves and their own kind.
Yeah, and out comes the big spread of food. You guys all eat to the best of your abilities. Ned, kind of hard to hold it down, but you do eat.
Would it be reasonable that I could go pick up the rapier and come back in the time that they eat?
Yeah, you make your way back over, and you remember it's not too far from the tavern. Make your way past a bunch of other tents and things, different stalls. Lots, not too many people, but lots of different people, all different incomes and ways of life. And you finally make your way to the dwarfs. And the same dwarf looks at you and goes, "Hey, it's you. Yeah. Lucky your friend spoke out for you. Here you go." And he hands over a rapier.
And I will hand over 2 gold. Much better dealing with you today than yesterday. I will uphold my end of the deal, though, sir.
No, we know you will. So, yeah, you make your way back, and right before you get to the door, you see the tavern/inn owner again, Pamela. And she kind of gives you this weird look. Very old, but she looks literally since yesterday like she aged 10 years. And she's looking 90 years old, human years. And just looks at you and she's mumbling.
Sorry, who is she talking gibberish to? Me?
She's just talking gibberish and just kind of giving you the weird eye, like the head tilted down, but still like trying to raise an eyebrow with her head tilted to the side and looking at you. And she's standing right.
Oh God,
by
this is the one I tipped. The one I tipped really hard, hey?
No, this is the owner of the tavern.
Oh, okay, the owner of the tavern. I would come in and just look at her and nod. And yes. Nice place you have here.
She just keeps mumbling to herself. Kind of walks outside further and then walks around to the back of the building.
I speak English, or I speak Common, Elven, and Orcish. Whatever that is, I don't recognize. Good days.
Yeah, she just walks off. And then, yeah, you make your way back in as everyone's finishing up their meals. And like I said, there's not too many people here. Next thing you hear this horrible scream. Somewhere in the back, looks like through the basement back door, like hatch flies open and someone's screaming. It's like, oh my God. And one of the waitresses from the night before, the younger one, just comes running out, screaming, and just running past you guys.
Ad gets up really quickly and draws his weapon.
I wouldn't be quite as fast, but I would also get up and be happy to draw my new rapier.
The next thing you see is the elderly waitress from last night fly out of the open hatch and stairs leading to the basement, crack her neck against your guys' dining table, which breaks, and at a first glance down, you notice her throat is completely ripped open. Moments later, the younger waitress, standing in the middle of the room, faints. And I need all of you guys to roll initiative. And Ned, as you look up, as hungover as you are, there is a disgusting humanoid-looking form come crawling out of the basement.
And I'm drunk.
You are drunk.
I think that Ned is currently in the stage of just like, who the fuck is this? So he's gonna go like, God dang it! You're that kind of mad singer, dog! And draw his weapons as best he can and stumbled as drunkenly towards it to, just be like, fuck it. I would like to engage it.
Okay.
I basically want to sort of get up to its face and sort of be like, shut the fuck up.
Alright, sounds good. Can you roll attack with disadvantage? And it hits?
Both of them or just the dagger?
They both hit.
I pity this creature.
Yeah, and you slice up into him 2 times, and he definitely looks injured, but it's still growling towards you, and you grabbed its attention as it comes up out of these stairs. And you're up next, Mr.
Perfect.
Seth.
Get up from my chair, look around, pull my brand new rapier, and I won't go quite as crazy as my rogue friend, but I will stand here, and I will ready an action. If anything comes within 5 feet of me, that is an enemy, I will attack, please.
Thank you so much for that qualification.
Yes, indeed. And that will be the end of my turn, sir. Now you may continue with your little Walking Dead army here.
Alright, yeah, and up next is the abomination zombie type creature who's going to attack at Ned, who's right up next to him, and just stabbed him a couple times.
Yeah.
And a 14 was your
Hit.
AC, Ned. It does hit
13.
for 2
Rolls would still
bludgeoning
hit.
damage. And yeah, just slams into Ned. And up next is the next abomination thing that comes stumbling out of the basement stairwell here. And comes up, and the only thing that's close to it is Ned, once again. He's going to do the same thing. And take a swipe at Ned with his big, nasty-looking arm, and misses as Ned skillfully, drunkenly dodges out of the way.
Alright, so she's so disgusted with these things. Not only is she really hungover, she just looks at them and she just starts like gagging, like, ooh, because she can smell them and they're disgusting looking and gross. So she kind of gets up off of the chair and walks just next to the stairs. Okay, so I've got a clear shot for the zombie that's closest to me. And she's going to use her Eldritch Blast.
And that hits.
Whoa!
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Damn. Yeah. As much
Performance
damage
last night
as
might
you
have been
could
shit,
do.
but
Yeah,
that
was legit. For 15 damage. And you see this zombie just get wrecked. And it's the same one that you had initially been attacked. And he looks just... You see most of his chest of bones and nasty looking flesh just explodes. And Ned, you actually get a spray all across your face from the force of this thing of nasty flesh and little bone fragments. But somehow it's still there. And up next is another zombie who comes funneling out of this thing. Who turns and once again is going to swipe at Ned, our drunken rogue here. He ran up to the door. That's
Yep.
a 15. That's 6 bludgeoning damage. Ned takes a little bit more damage, and he's looking a little hurt himself now, and surrounded by 3 of these things. And lastly, of the zombies comes the final one, who comes stumbling out, can't really quite get next to Ned, and makes his way close towards Seth and Lucia, and wants to swipe at Lucia. But Seth, you did hold your action, correct?
I sure did, and that guy's getting just shebangos.
Go for it.
Ooh.
That hits first
Let's
certain
see that
with
pain, boy.
18 and 10 piercing damage.
Oof.
Oy.
Be about a quarter of the way dead from what I've seen so far.
Oh yeah, he's getting close. Check it. Yeah. Or he's looking definitely hurt. And up last is our faithful, unintelligent half-orc fighter, Adavar.
He's gonna get up off the table, kind of drop bits of food out of his mouth because he was still eating. Draw his greatsword and start making his way to Ned because Ned's in trouble.
Okay. Can you make dexterity, just a straight dexterity check with advantage? Just getting past Seth and all the bar stools and such you're running through.
I mean, if I could run kind of to the side of them, I would. But yeah, here's the dex.
No,
Nope, not very good at it.
Yeah, you get a little stumbled up. And I'm going to let you get there, but your attack's going to be disadvantaged.
Okay.
You're kind of falling. That hits.
Yeah.
Ooh, you cranky. You
Yeah,
cranky.
That's when
Boom.
he was already.
Yeah, and you just hack off its entire left arm.
I hit the thing that looks nearly dead just one last time, just like giving them both just like screaming. Confused screaming right now. There's a lot of confused screaming. I went to face down one, and now there's 4 of them. He's taken a blast to his face, and he's not dead, and I'm drunk, and it's just like, ah!
You slice him and then stab in, and you just wreck everything about him. He slowly kind of falls to pieces, and that last dagger stab into its forehead. And as you take this thing down, it falls to its knees. And you're in your drunken stupor, you see it just go and stand back up slowly but surely and crack its neck back into place, and you can see the huge gash you just left in its forehead and the huge gaping hole even into its skull and to the nothing mush looking of brains that are pouring out of it. And it stands back up. And up
I
next,
issue forth yet more confused screaming.
and up next is Seth.
I hope I saw that to my right because that would be ultra interesting to me and might produce a little bit of awkwardness in my path. And so what we're going to do is the fellow that's in range, we are going to give him the rapier treatment. Oh, we are?
Hit big time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
indeed.
And
And
yeah, he falls down as you stab just straight in, and then as you pull up a little bit through his neck area, and you watch him fall down.
well, I would love to be able to do what I believe I need to do, but I cannot do because I don't have extra attacks or any sort of funny stuff. So that would end my turn, sir.
And as he falls to the ground, and you just like, finally, you hear, and he slowly but surely starts to stand back up, looking horrible, but stands back up. And up next is the zombie that Ned at first thought he took down, who attacks Ned with a natural 20
Luck.
What do you mean, luck? It's lack thereof!
for 10 damage.
Oh.
Ned,
You have luck.
What do you mean I have luck? I don't have luck, and that's the problem!
He tried to attach a thumb.
Yeah, he did it last night. He slept. He woke up. He hasn't back.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
This has been a tough day.
and up next is the next zombie, who's going to go after Adavar, who's slash him with the last attack that happened.
Yep.
As a 21.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
That's gonna hit. Jeez. For 5 bludgeoning damage as he reaches out and more or less just slams you backwards with both of his hands, grabbing at your throat area as you hit back into the chair that you were tripped up upon, and then slam the back of your back, and you feel a crack actually happen into the back of into the bar, and you're kind of pinned up against. And up next is Lucia.
The zombie standing in front of her is kind of grossing her out, and she feels like she might puke. Especially after what Seth did to him. So she's kind of standing there going like, "Ooh." But she takes a minute and gets herself together. All right, I gotta do this. And she looks straight ahead of her, closes her eyes, and then just lets him have it.
And Eldritch Blast, even with disadvantage at close range, does hit with a 12. And yeah, you see Lucia just blast this thing. And it stays down. It does not get back up. It does not move. That zombie just got exploded more or less with radiant, dark energy from her hands of her Eldritch Blast. One of the zombies that is actually more or less flanking Ned at this point, and he's going to try and slam into him once again with its claws and body.
Oh, God.
With a 17.
Back to back.
And that does hit once again. For 4 more bludgeoning damage to Ned.
Jeez, he's not looking good.
I want you to know that the only thing that is keeping me alive currently is pure alcohol.
I love...
And the knowledge that you still have a thumb.
Ned, I love that comment so much. Take a point of inspiration, my friend. The first one of the podcast. Yay!
Hey,
Yeah,
right on.
Ned.
Inspire you to
Alcoholism.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, Great Axe. That is, yeah, no, doesn't matter.
Can he have advantage or
man.
inspiration? Oh my god!
God damn. Yeah, as you swing, you just
No.
lose your great axe. And you see it fling out of your hands, and it actually hits up against this big scone.
Sconce.
Scone? Not scone. You eat scones, you don't eat sconces.
Yeah.
It hits this sconce and just breaks.
Ooh, that's bad.
And see it just break into a few pieces right up where the actual head of your great axe meets with the rod and the handle of it. It just breaks into a few different pieces.
Can I use a free action to grab another weapon from my back and my action surge to attack again? Don't. I'm going to grab my second great axe from my back that I picked up from those orcs earlier.
Yeah, you did have orcs you guys fought.
And I'm going to use my action surge to swing again, acting like that never happened. Oh my god, I'm done. I
jeez.
give up. I'm gonna stop fighting.
And an 8 does hit, though.
Oh,
my god.
nice.
It does. These things
That's
are
sad.
very, very slow moving. As strong, kind of, as they are. For 8 damage.
8 points.
Oh my god.
Okay, and you lop this thing's head off. And it falls to the
Oh
ground.
shit.
And it is dead.
Can I step over its body and look at the other one?
Yes.
That's it.
And up next is Ned.
I disengage and run far, far away.
That is the best thing. If I didn't already give you a point of inspiration, Ned, I would fucking give you one right now with how many hit points you have left. Get the fuck out of there. Run. Yep. And just because I am who I am, make a dexterity save with advantage just to jump over Seth's legs as well as the bar stool without eating shit.
Oh man, here we
You
go.
can have advantage, my brother.
Do it.
Can't wait.
Sorry, is it a save or a ability check?
Just roll a check. Just a straight check. Unless you want to do like a front handspring or something.
Hey, he did
Hey,
it.
with advantage, you're good. An 11. You stumble a little bit on the bar stool, and then you step really hard on Seth's foot, and you do like this back spin maneuver you would see a running back in American football do. As Seth like kind of yells at you and pushes you in the general direction you wanted to go. You don't exactly make it where you wanted to, but you get out of there.
Bloody hell, Rogue.
And up next is Mr. Cephalin Jace.
All right. Well, we are going to move into some fun combat. I love it. And we are going to use some green flame blade action.
Ooh.
Oh
man.
Baby.
Yeah, and that is a crit. Which one
All
are you
right.
hitting?
So,
The
main
one-
damage
yep,
is on the guy to
right
the
there.
left.
Perfect. The one that hasn't been hit yet.
Wow.
And that's 18.
18 for that guy.
Okay.
And then the flame blade will parse onto his buddy to the right. And it will be 4 damage.
4 damage.
That's impressive.
So yeah, you blast this, the only one of these undead abominations, for 18 points of damage, and just light up into him. And he's still standing in front of you, but he definitely looks hurt. And the next one, you see him stumble, actually, as you blast him down the stairs a little bit. And 2 seconds later, you hear, and you see the same hand of that zombie slap up on top to the floor you're standing on and pull himself back up
Oh.
and walk forward.
Oh.
Sick fuckers.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be content with where I'm standing.
Perfect. And I need to make a roll to see which this zombie you just hit is going to go after, because he's been hit a couple times. And he's actually going to make his way straight towards you, Mr. Seth,
Come get some.
the one that just got hit by your green flame blade. And that's a 22.
Ooh.
I am going to use shields as a reaction.
Perfect, which brings your AC up to
20. Oh, no, 20 only.
Yeah,
Oh,
gosh.
let's retcon that. All right, fine. Oh, you know what? I already said it, so I'll take my spell thing off.
I
God
don't
damn.
even, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even want to
Sorry, it's my own
make you do it,
stupidity.
but yeah.
No, it's only fair. It's only fair.
It
My own
can't hurt you
stupidity.
too. Well, I was gonna say it can't hurt you too bad, but that's he rolled as high as he can. So there's 7 bludgeoning damage as he gives you this more or less face palm rip afterwards, straight to your nose, and you can feel it just break slightly to the side, and he scratches at your eye as he pulls away.
Right, so as all of this is going on, she's getting more and more nauseated, and she actually puked all over the front of her dress and down onto the stairs, too. Mainly because all of these, like, weird random body parts keep, shooting off everywhere as, like, limbs are being cut off and everything. So she's having kind of a rough time, but she's trying to keep it together. And she can still clearly see this guy here in front of her. So she's going to go after him.
What's she doing?
Eldritch Blast.
And the 24 definitely hits 3
Right.
times over.
Oh, and it's good damage.
Nice.
Bam. And you see this thing just get blasted, and most of its right arm, all that's left is a little tiny nub, like what was left with Ned's thumb, is all that's hanging on its right arm, and it just falls over. And then you see it just, with its left arm, grab on to the zombie next to him, and actually rip into the side of its thigh with its claws and pull itself up.
Ugh.
And stand back up. And he's actually going to go for our elf wizard, Sepin Jace. And misses. And as he reaches in to slam you with his big claw, you put your rapier up and just kind of deflect it away from yourself.
I've taken enough damage for today, friend.
Exactly. And up next is Adam.
He's going to like humph off being ignored by this zombie, and he's gonna make his way around where he can't see him. He's gonna ready his greatsword over his head and swing down hard.
With advantage.
Hard.
And it hits. And you just literally almost fillet this zombie in two. It would be pretty if it was just a piece of meat, but with all the bones, there's things shattering everywhere. And you get about halfway through his torso before your axe finally stops. And it falls to the ground.
Gotcha.
And does not get back up. And up next is Ned at the top of the order.
Ned has decided in all his wisdom that it is the prudent time to make a tactical retreat outside of the building.
Ned's, in other words, Ned's drunk ass stumbles his almost dead self out of the tavern.
Well, that would be a very ignominious way to say it, but yes.
That's magical, Ned. Thanks. Doing a hell of a job back there.
Seeing as it is 60 feet and I am dashing, I do barely get to the door.
Yeah, you make it right into the middle of that door, Ned. Go for it.
Yeah,
I would like you also to know that he is sounding the alarm with complete and utter clarity and ensuring that all the peoples around him are aware of the danger.
Well, actually, Ned, can you roll dexterity? Just a check for me with disadvantage. For your drunk ass. 18. Yeah, you stumble, but you quickly stumble. I mean, we've all seen drunk people run really fast before. They still get after it sometimes. And he gets after it.
Alright, I'm going to take my chances. And between myself and Lucia, we need to do some good things, please and thanks. We are going to rapier attack.
And that hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 16 plus 7, 23. For 8 points of damage as you stab into his chest. He falls to the ground. And
Don't
then
get up, you.
literally starts to stand right back up.
This is why I don't watch The Walking Dead. This whole episode. This is bullshit. Alright, so I will have to end my turn because I can't do diddly after that. I took my chances. It didn't work out. So hopefully our young performer can save us.
And Lucia, it is your turn. The beautiful tiefling.
So she actually fell to her knees after she saw what had just happened with Seth and the last zombie. She's really feeling queasy. But she put her hands up on the banister and pulled herself back up to her feet. And just kind of heaving like... It gets her hands ready. Looks at the last remaining zombie and ignites her Eldritch Blast. And then closes her eyes and begins to pray that it actually kills the damn thing.
And as she starts praying, the zombie stays down.
Yay!
And you guys did.
Yeah.
All four of them are down. And stay down. The dragonborn barkeep looks his head up and is like, oh, what the fuck? What? And he looks over and he sees his waitress, one of the night waitresses, and he just reaches down and pulls up a bottle, a clear bottle of some sort of liquor, and shakenly opens it and just starts drinking it. What were those things?
Dead now.
Lucy is sitting in a pile of her own vomit. She's not going to say much.
Yeah, Lucy is looking
Take a
pretty
swig
rough.
and get
Ned, still unaware that the battle is over, bursts out of the tavern screaming at the height of his lungs.
And shortly but surely, some guards start coming into the inn/tavern here. Pamela's.
Seth would go over to see who the waitress was that died, and if I knew who she was from last night or today.
Yeah, you knew her from last night. She was not the younger, prettier waitress. She is the older one that looks almost identical to her.
Okay, well, I would take this waitress's body, and I would start walking out the door with it.
Pick her up and drag her out there. You want to roll just a strength check for that?
Not particularly, but I will.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You sound
Oh,
tired.
hello.
The 18.
Jeez, look at these biceps. Look at
Yeah.
this. It's like Hogan shit.
Look at these wizard biceps with the 18. He's doing what he's doing. And as you're taking her out, some guards kind of meet you right at the door as you were getting out of there. As Lucy is just kind of sitting there gathering her thoughts. Adabar's drinking, just kind of staring back with the Dragonborn, who pulled out another bottle as soon as he handed one over towards Adabar. And you meet these guys at the door, and they're like, some drunk person said things are getting killed in here. What the hell is going on?
I'm drunk.
I just point to the corner.
Good lord, man.
And you see Ned just a drunken mess, hanging
Curled
on,
up on the feet.
hanging on to life at this point.
Goes up to the fetal position.
Yeah, he's curled up in a fetal position by the stairs of the outside. There's a couple stairs that go down. He's curled up right by the post that's holding up the awning to this place.
And I would look at the people guarding it, and I'd be like, just be thankful you don't have to travel with this man. Let me pass, please.
And a couple of the guards come up and are trying to take a look at the woman, like, what happened, and start questioning you, what's going on. And a couple of the guards go inside. A couple stop and take care of the woman that's passed out, trying to help her wake up. Others go over towards Lucia. Lucy, there's just a fucking bloodbath.
And she's not capable of intelligent speech at this point.
Yeah, Lucy is a little shaken up. Not so much drunk, hungover, and not feeling herself for certain, but just from what just happened on top of that, she's a wreck as well. Might not be curled up in the fetal position by some stairs outside, bleeding to death, but she's a wreck as well.
With a thumb in a bandage.
Tilted 10 to 15 degrees to the left.
Fucking Carth. I love it.
And that's perfect.
People throwing up the stairs. Fucking thumbs 10 degrees the wrong way. Wizards carrying fucking the hired help out the front door because she's been absolutely dead. Oh my god, I love it.